Welcome to Kuchus world.
Israeli tanks and warplanes bombarded areas of Rafah on Thursday, Palestinian residents said, after US President Joe Biden vowed to withhold weapons from Israel if its forces launch a major invasion of the southern Gaza city. As ceasefire talks continued in Cairo, Palestinian militant groups Hamas and Islamic Jihad said their fighters fired anti-tank rockets and mortars at Israeli tanks massed on the eastern outskirts of the city. Residents and medics in Rafah, the biggest urban area in Gaza not yet overrun by Israeli ground forces, said an Israeli attack by a mosque killed at least 3 people and wounded others in the eastern Brazil neighborhood. Video footage from the scene showed the minaret lying in the rubble, 2 bodies wrapped in blankets and a wounded man being carried away. On the city's eastern edge, residents said a helicopter opened fire, while drones hovered above houses in several areas, some close to rooftops. Israel says Hamas militants are hiding in Rafah, where the population has been swelled by hundreds of thousands of Gazans seeking refuge from bombardments elsewhere in the coastal enclave, and it needs to eliminate them for its own security. Ceasefire talks in Egypt capital made some headway but no deal was reached, according to 2 Egyptian security sources. One of the sources said, "Over the past few hours, we've been adjusting and adding and deleting points based on consultations with both sides." The Hamas delegation left for Doha for consultations, blaming Israel for the lack of agreement so far. Biden, who says Israel has not produced a convincing plan to safeguard civilians in Rafah, issued his starkest warning yet against a full-ground invasion. And made it clear that if they go into Rafah, I and not supplying the weapons, Biden told CNN in an interview on Wednesday. He said he would halt additional shipments of offensive weapons to Israel if the country launched a ground invasion of Rafah, decrying the potential loss of civilian life. Just wrong. Israeli tanks seized the Gaza side of the Rafah border crossing with Egypt on Tuesday, cutting off a vital aid route and forcing 80,000 people to flee the city this week, according to the United Nations. The toll on these families is unbearable. Nowhere is safe, the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees said in a post on X. An Israeli military statement on Gaza operations on Thursday morning did not refer to Rafah. The United States is by far the biggest supplier of weapons to Israel, and it accelerated deliveries after the Hamas attacks on October 7 that triggered Israel's offensive in Gaza. Biden acknowledged that U.S. bombs have killed Palestinian civilians in the 7-month-old offensive. U.S. officials have said Washington paused delivery of a shipment of 1,800 2,000-pound bombs and 1,700 500-pound bombs to Israel because of the risk to civilians in Gaza.
We're currently reviewing some near-term security assistance. Specifically, we paused 1 shipment of weapons consisting of 1,800 2,000-pound bombs and 1,700 500-pound bombs. We've not made a final determination on how to proceed with this shipment.
Israel's United Nations Ambassador Gilad Erdan said the U.S. decision to pause some weapons deliveries to Israel would significantly impair the country's ability to neutralize Hamas.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching.